Hey everybody! So today we are doing a creepy doll art project, and I have chosen a creepy doll face for this. And as you can see, I've already cut one eye for, well, I want it to be kind of like indented. So I've actually chosen a face that I'm going to alter, which is of that, which I chose off the internet. And I have actually cut a gray shirt for an undertone, which was a shirt of mine that already had a hole in it. And I was thinking, all right, my friend yesterday gave me one of his shirt, which has more of a fleshy tone. And I was thinking, oh, his shirt's too nice, no holes, whatever. My shirt had a gaping hole in the bottom, which was something I was using more as a pajama. Nice fabric and all, but you know, I saved the front. I can alter the front part later on, put some fabric on the back, make a new shirt out of that part because the front did not have a hole. So, as you can see here, like I said, I have already cut the styrofoam, which I'm keeping some to make the little nose. And then, you know, parts, the little mouth, which of course, you know, I'm working on this part here. So as soon as I get that part done, you know, almost as equal, the creepy doll eyes, because it's a creepy doll, doesn't necessarily have to be all matchy-matchy because it's creepy doll aesthetics. So let me get that done and I'll be right back to ya. See you in a moment. Okay, now that I've actually gotten most of that dug out right there, as you can see with your eyes, trying to keep this day going on a positive point. I'm actually, and as you can see, I'm using scissors to do this because of styrofoam. You don't need something like super sharp. And it's actually, this is the scissors from my sewing kit, which is the same scissors I used on the fabric. And I just cut along the seam. These are really sharp. I just cut along the seam of the fabric. And it worked out really well for that. And I'll show you guys that. Worked out really well, cutting along really good on the seams of the fabric. This is actually the piece of the fabric that I'll be using to lay over this styrofoam. You see how good that cut? My neighbor's going to be noisy now. But what you want to do is pop a little hole in the middle of a round where you have. You actually just want to just take it and go like this. Just make indentations and then kind of pull it until you go all the way around to form the eye socket. Eye socket, yes. Because this is going to be indented, because when we lay that fabric on, it's going to shape in, because we're going to, now this is more like, we really are coming up on Halloween, so this is more that aesthetic. And why always have to buy everything? You can make something of your own, you know, buy the little extra things, yes, like I have with the little container of skulls, which is always fun. And you know, you can always find your little extras. And of course, you know, like I found my flowers to use, Michael's crafting, and the little skulls. And see, look, those pieces come out quite easy. Quite easy. I'll show you that here in a moment. Quite easy. So I'm going to clean that out. See, that actually does come out quite easy. You can make it as deep as you want. Now see, I could have actually used black buttons if I wanted to, or just lay the fabric over, paint the dark eyes in, but I wanted to give this texture. Definitely make sure that you get any of the excess out of there, because when you gotta put the glue on, not everything is going to stay. You're going to get a lot of this on you. If you don't want to get it on you, and like I did with the shirt, this is something that I could have done. Like, I don't know if like when you were in school you had to take a little shirt with you to kindergarten or not, and you used it as your apron. If you cut your shirt that you're going to use, or whatever you're going to use, and just like take that, it's like a little apron. Just put that on you. No, nothing to get on your shirt. I almost did that, but I was like, no, you know what? That's kind of corny. But you know, you can do that. If not, oh well. I'm not really worried about it. It's kind of a rainy out there, so I'm still in my pajamas doing this project. So nobody would know because I always wear tank tops. I'm just a warm person. I'm a warm-blooded person. But anyway, as soon as I clean this out better the way I want it, I'll be back to you guys to show you how we're going to lay the fabric on. Back in a moment. Now, expect this project to be a little messy. Now, I've already cleaned out the eyes, and I put the glue on. I know that looks funny. I put the glue on where I wanted to put the nose and the mouth, and in a little while I forgot to grab my little cotton balls for the cheeks. I want to make little puppy cheekies underneath the fabric. I have to go grab that in a moment. I'm going to look at some really decent pieces here. I might use this for the lips. I need a really decent piece for the nose. Yes, I do. Decent piece for the nose. Even though it's going to be like kind of a weird crackly baby face, you still want a decent piece of foam for the nose. Even though you can shape these, you really and seriously can. As you can see, I got a good size piece. You can seriously shape these however you want because it's styrofoam. And since I'm good with sculpting, I'll show you guys this in a minute. I gotta add a little more glue to it. This tacky glue actually dries pretty fast. But this really good here, please. Have my door open to get a little extra air in here because it's stuffy in the house after a while. Yes. I'm actually going to pour a little glue in the lid, that way I'm not having to constantly put my finger in the bottle. Lids, they're good for that. So you can just take the tacky glue, like as you can see, the little nose is right here. Right now. Right, use a little bit of self-dark analogy there. Right now. Drugs are bad, okay? Yeah. But we're gonna do this, and we're gonna sculpt a little nose on there. And then when we do lay the fabric over on this, we'll be able to do a little more sculpting with it. Yeah, we will because we can. Yeah, we can. Or to be a little goofy in the tutorials. I have to check that text message in a moment. I don't know why, but I do. I have to check that in a moment. Boost Mobile told me, oh, you're going over the... No, I'm not. But if I am, I'll restart this just using my hammer, which will be fine. But actually, I just pressing this And even though I lost a little piece of it, sculpted some little nostrils, which I'll show you guys here in a moment. Sculpted a little nosy nose, for this baby doll. You see that? Just a little nose. Sculpted. It doesn't have to be a great big nose for a baby doll. We all know this. Most classic baby dolls, because I'm doing this like classic antique type baby doll, and so it would have the small antique features, and that's why I'm doing like the small features, the big eyes, the small features for the nose and the mouth, because most classic antique baby dolls, some of them have those features. The eyes are kind of big and wide open, and the nose is teeny tiny, and so is the little perky mouth. It's all, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's the aesthetic that I'm going with this. And I got styrofoam on my phone, but you know, I don't mind. That was something else. I don't have to worry about that. So let me go get the cheeky parts, and I'll be right back to you guys. Okay, I'm back. Even though I slept here for a minute, so I had to go get these from the other room. So normally I'll use the cotton balls, you know, not to remove makeup, and I don't have any makeup on right now. Sometimes this is just my natural look. On certain days, I'll just wake up and, weird enough, just look like this. That's weird. I know. This is naturally weird, but it's true. Anyway, it's like I'll use cotton balls if I need to like clean certain waxes out of my ears, and like using certain things to clean out of your ears. But you know, you can also use these for baby doll cheeks. Yes, you can. So that's what we're using these for, and we only need 2 of them. We could use more if we wanted it more puffy. If we wanted to make the forehead puffy, we could use them for that. But I don't really want the creepy doll to have like a super huge puffy head. So I only wanted to have the puffy cheek aesthetic, for the simple fact is, creepy baby dolls have puffy cheeks. Am I right? I'm right. I'm right. We all know that. I mean, how many haunted house things can you go to and you see the scarictors? That's what they're called. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Like, the modeling agency I was with in 2002 gave me even casting calls to be a character, and I was like, character? Do I want to be a character? It could have been fun, but I don't like to really scare people. Okay, I take that back, except for creep up on my friends. That's always funny. I walk light and hit hard. if somebody wants to like break into my place, then I'm like, I'll walk light and hit hard. That's an army thing. We walk light, hit hard. Okay. And then we'll get into the mouth in a minute, but I want to show you where, look, good cheeks. And then this will all change once we actually get the fabric on there. And yes, I will be putting glue into the eye socket parts, the way the fabric adheres into there, and then we'll actually press that down in there. So does this tacky glue actually eat at the styrofoam? No, it doesn't, as you can see, because you can see like right there where the mouth goes. I'm actually gonna have to lay a little more tacky glue there. Sorry, I have my door open in there. Our truck's outside. I'm gonna go close the door and I'll be right back to you guys. Okay, now that I'm back and had to shut the door, now it's a little darker in here. That's why I had the door open, a little natural light. And now I need coffee. Actually, I'm almost done with my coffee, and then I switch over to bottled water for the rest of the day. And I drink so many of those, you'd pee your brains out. What black paint am I using? I'm not using a cheap brand. I'm picking up the one that, see, I need that open for the extra light. Let me move you guys over here so that maybe, so you still can't see it. That's why I had the door open. Let me come right back to you. And our natural light is back. Yay. Anyway, now you can see it. I do not use a cheap brand of paint. And no, they're not a sponsor because I paid for this out of my own pocket. And yes, this is one that I picked up at Michael's yesterday. And it is, even though it's a basics, this is a good brand, even if you're a beginner artist. I recommend this as a starter brand for beginning artists. Yes, I do. The one thing I cannot find is the Bob Ross paints anymore. I think it's because they just don't make them, or you have to find them online. Now those are the oil-based paints, and you have to use a certain paint thinner with those, and yeah, you have to get his basically. But there's no toxins to his, which is actually great, but or you have to go to a specialty art store to get those. And the only one I ever really found them in for a short time was one in Center City, Philadelphia, where the person was actually rude to me until I told them, hey, I have money to actually spend in here. And the woman's like, what? Like, I'm not stupid, sweetheart. And I showed her the screen on my phone and was pictures. She's, oh crap. I'm like, yeah, this is my artwork. She's like, oh, how may I help you? And I'm like, well, you can't because I don't want your help. You're a bitch. So, yeah. So yeah, I actually recommend this. So we're going to get back to the sculpting because that's the black that I'm using for the eyes. Once I get the fabric on there, one more drinky of coffee. And then we will get the mouth on there. Yes, yay, right? Don't mind my hair. I have not undone my braid because I don't feel like it today. Besides, we're doing this, I'm going to keep my hair out of the way. I really do. I'm going to keep my hair out of the way. So we're going to dab some more onto where I want the little mouthy mouth to be. Okay, so we're going to do that. Put a little extra on my finger because I'm going to pick up that styrofoam that I actually sat in front of my device, which is right there. That's the mouth. It almost has that cute little curvy to it, which is great because that's what I needed anyway. That cute little curvy that's going to end up being crepe. Now, of course, another truck has to go by. Pig, doesn't it, pig? It left. Thank God. So I'm gonna get this on here and then I'll show it to you. And as soon as I get it sculpted out and get some glue into the eye sockets, then we will do the fabric and I'll be right back with that. Okay, now that we're back, and I actually have the glue more into the cheeks and into the eye sockets, as you can see. I know that looks a bit scary, but that's the point. That is the point to this. That is the point, exactly, to doing this particular project, because there is enough tacky glue in this project, or in the bottle, I should say. Tacky glue is actually inexpensive. It actually dries clear, so just smooth that around. Smooth it around. I'll show you here in a minute. My index fingers are covered in it. You actually want to smooth that around, because I'm going to start, and I'll be clipping this fabric as I go, but I'm going to start at parts of the forehead. Now you would think I'd start at the chin, and I'm not going to start at the chin. I actually want to start at the top of the head and work my way down. And you would think I'd want to start at the chin and work my way up. That's not the way I want to do this, because I want to have this sit a certain way. And I need more glue at the top of the cranial area. Do that like that. And then when I get done with the top of this, I can snip that fabric away, because I actually need it to sit a certain way. So, okay. Now, I've gotten enough glue on here. As you can see, that is the top of the cranial area. And if I really needed to, I can dig some out of the eye socket and spread it a little more. And I gotta find my piece of fabric, since both of them laying there together. Okay, here we go. So I'm taking what would be the neck of the fabric, and that would be the top of the head of the baby doll. And that is what we will use. And I'm just going to slowly smooth it on there. Slowly smooth it on there. If you get what looks like little cracks, leave it on there. Leave it on there. You know why? Because that is an effect. That's just an effect that we want in this. Now see, look, right here is the sunken baby doll eyeball. The sunken baby doll eyeball. Now, if you can't get it to go in with your hand, which I'm having a problem with because of the simple fact is, well, my hands are a bit sticky. Yeah, my hands are a bit sticky. I actually need a tool for this. So I'll just use the handle of a tool. Put that together and we'll smooth that down. Get that to sink. 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 Not in sync. I don't know, those people are weird. Look at that. Ooh, that's making a cool effect. Kind of playing with it. Kind of making a cool effect. And then I'm going to play with the other one, get that to sink in. Oh, that's making a creepy cool effect. Because it's kind of weird around the cheeks now. I'm playing with the eye sockets and all. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys that. Move my glue bottle further away. I'm going to show you guys that. And I'm hoping I can get these eye sockets to do what I want. As soon as I get the cheeks going a little more. So I do have the glue on the cheeks. And as you can see, that's kind of going over the nose a little bit and the mouth, where I'm going to have to layer in some more glue in a moment, and I'll be right back with that. So as a temporary fix to weight down those creepy baby doll eyes, I, because it kept sticking to my fingers and the glue kept coming through, I actually weighted those down temporarily until they dry with black buttons, which actually is kind of cool in a way. If they stick, oh well. If they stay there, oh well. It just leaves another texture in there, which is okay. That is perfectly okay, because see, glue is, and as you can see, I cut off some of the fabric here, so that it's easier to work with, and we can still pull if we need to. This is already sticking, which is great. And it's still kind of, you know what, that's still kind of cool, you know? But I'm gonna still glue around the bottom, which is what I have to do now. And, you know, I think this is kind of cool. You know, you got the puppy cheeks, you got the eyes going, the little bump there for the nose. The mouth will be really showing here soon, because I'm gonna make sure that there's a little divot in between the mouth and the nose. And look, you got that little shine with the button. Look at that. Little shine from the light, just like my eyes. The little shinies. But yes, we're still going to make this look like a baby doll. So as soon as I'm done with that, with this part of the face, with the glue, then and snipping away the fabric, and let me get this glue off my finger. Ew. I don't know if you guys ever put glue on your desk and then took your scissors and ever cut out fake fingernails and then glued them onto your fingers. Like, I would do that, and then I would take my markers and just like color them in with my markers. I would do that. I mean, the other girls would tease me for it, and they'd be like, "Oh, you can't afford real nails." Do you know what? At least I was original. At least I was original. But yes, I'm an original, and I originally designed. I'm an original design. Well, actually, there's a few women out there that look just like me. Apparently, they're my real sisters. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I really don't. I really do not. But if they want to know, we're Blackfoot. We're not Umatilla Cayuse or Walla Walla. Although those are good tribes as well. But let me get back to this, and I'll be right back to you guys, okay? Give me a moment. Okay, everybody, I've gotten most of this on here, and I put the last little bit of glue on for the face, and I've cut off a lot of fabric from it, which is what I'm going to show you now. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. I'm even gone down the divot. I put actually a little bit of glue through the fabric, which that you can do that. You can do that. Well, actually soak through the fabric, which has no problem doing. Which means you can actually sculpt through the fabric. Little wrinkles and everything to make it look more creepy. And the glue will dry on your fingers, which is no big deal. It's not so appealing, but it does peel off. See, it just peels right off. So it's just like school glue. It just peels right off. is just a typical crafting glue. Um, and then I'm going to clip off the remaining fabric right here because that's not something that I need. And just press it down. Make sure that it's pressed down good enough to where it's going to stay. Just press it with your hand. Like I said, this is a project. I used to do a lot of things like this, sculpting, sitting in my wheelchair. Makes the time go by fast, gives you something to do, keeps you happy. Does keeps you happy, keeps you positive. Great thing. Keeps your mind off of, like being stuck. Being stuck. Like, what are you gonna do? You're stuck in the life of a wheelchair. What are you gonna do? Well, I gave myself something to do. Artwork. Well, being an artist, I gave myself other things to do with artwork. So yeah, never feel like you're stuck. Give yourself things to do. You can do it. You can do it. Even if it's other art things, just you need a positive track. And since you have somebody that's been there, I'm always told I have 7 years until I'm back in a wheelchair. Every year. And 7 years came up. That 7 years was up, and then now they're telling me again, 7 years. 7 years. After 7 years. They're telling me the same thing. I guess like after the 14 years, I'll still be not in a wheelchair. I fight the good fight. Maybe I fight it for everybody. Maybe I fight that for everybody. Maybe when I'm too old. Maybe when I'm like 190. Then maybe I'll be back on me. Who knows? I'll still be positive. Gotta be positive. Got to be a positive person. And now that I'm cutting the fabric away, I'm only going to cut so close to this in case there's a few things that I need to fix. Because you can actually go over this just with the paint because we have the flowers. We have the skulls to layer in, and that can cover up any fabric except for the noisy truck outside. Yay! That doesn't cover anything except for my voice. Okay, now that you can see, the fabric is clipped that close. Isn't that adorable? That is adorable. The next thing we're going to do is because this is damp down here, it's actually a lot drier up here than it is down here. And you can tell because this is damp, and you can tell by the color of the fabric, it looks wet because it is. And I could tell right here where I cut too close. You can see that because you can see the foam through the fabric. And once over here where you can see the foam through the fabric. Now, there's two options with that. Either I can add a little more fabric to it, or I can just wait and cover that with a flower. Yes, cover that with a flower or a skull. I'll probably cover those with flour because the skulls are more the little pop-in things, and then I want to take one of those and make it look like a sugar skull pendant and put the other ones just around, which I can take one of those with a fine line brush and make it look like a little sugar skull. Yes, because I can do that. And then I can take some of my little tiny gems that I have in these little bottles and take it around because I can. Just and make it look like a little pendant. Yeah. And that'll work out perfectly fine for that. But meanwhile, some of this glue is still wet. It doesn't mean that we can't base coat around on the board with paint. Now, which paint do we want to use on this? We can use the black, which would be my choice to use because that would be an underlying color. Base coat, yes, but we are going to be using black in the eyes. But we are going to be using other colors as well because we need to use skin tone in this. And what do I happen to have? Flesh tone. Well, I try not to show product, but I do have a flesh tone. This is also another good one for a beginner paint. This is something I use more for crafting than anything else, even though I have used it for painting, because I actually needed the skin tone for that painting, but in a quick fix. If you're like, you need something quick and you can't find it anywhere else or they're really sold out, just grab this one. It's easy, plus I blended it with others, which made it turn out just fine, because hello, the skin tone turned out perfect. And I've also used this in a few other art projects that turned out just fine. Just perfectly fine. And there's plenty left in this bottle for this project. A couple of other projects. How much is in there? I think it's like up to here. Up to here. Up to here. I've only had to really use like that much of it. And that goes a long way, to tell you the truth. That goes a very long way. So give me a moment to stop being so appealing, and we'll be right back to do some paint. Yes, I gotta stop being so appealing to people. Be right back. I actually need to show you guys a few sculpting things that I've done to this before I move on to the painting process that'll give them more, that look. I gave it nostrils and kind of sculpted out the facial details a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell how I sculpted out kind of the look to the eyes, the nose, and shaping the mouth of just a little bit and around the cheek area. Before I go into the paint, I just wanted to show you that, and also to the forehead before I go into the paint, and just cut away just a little bit more fabric. And then I'm going to sculpt just around the chin just a little bit more. Let me, like, I really want to give it just this, like, its own thing, you know? Even though I have that picture, you know, I'm not going off that picture now, but this is like, it has its own aesthetic, you know what I mean? Yeah, my neighbor wants to be noisy again. But when I do art pieces, sometimes it's like, it just wants to have these textures to them. Sometimes I can just use shadows with the paints to give it more of this look that I'm looking for, which is perfectly fine to be able to use that technique to be able to give it more of a textured look. and to be able to work the fabrics to give it that look. Because I also used to design clothes. I was also a head custom clothing designer when I was a teenager. Oh yeah, I mean, I have experience in a lot of stuff. Designing clothes is an art. Making clothes is an art. So, yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick peek on what else I'm doing with this. Just to give it more of that aesthetic in its face of like even the bottom of its lip. And I'm only using this. Now, I'm using this part and this part to like main sculpt, like smooth things out or like rough in something just with like the edge of, and I'll show you like the bottom lip in a minute. Like, look at the bottom lip where I just like took the edge of the handle, sculpted in the bottom lip to poof out a little. Just to poof out, just barely. Get that little pouty lip. Little boo-boo pouty lip. Because, you know, it's the styrofoam, I can sculpt it like that. I hope you guys are actually enjoying this video. Because, you know, if you guys really like the art videos being incorporated in, put a comment and a thumbs up for it. And let me know if you guys want more of the art videos. They don't have to be creepy art. They can be, you know, like portrait work. You know, really, I like doing portrait work, whether it's animals. I did some animal work down at my friend's uncle's on a door. He wanted a bald eagle on a blue door, so I took some acrylic paints and did this bald eagle in flight. And it looks really cool. It's been through rain, it's been through snow, and it's still on the store. It looks just like it did the day I put it there last year. So, anyway, there, I did a little bit more boo-boo lip, baby lip, baby lip. And then I'm going to go like grab the water and stuff for doing the paint on this now. Whatever that is, off of there so that that is not stuck in there. So we're going to add the paint to this. Is that drying? Yeah, that's drying. And that'll give it some more texture. And do I have an easel? Absolutely not. I don't. And I will tell you guys what I use for an easel because I have some snare drums. Do I play drums? No, I have them for another art project. And I'm thinking about actually turning this bass drum that I have into a chair, ottoman type chair for a friend of mine. And that way he doesn't have to worry about breaking chairs. He's not heavy. He just like sits in chairs, sits in chairs, sits in chairs, sits in chairs, sits in chair for so long, the chair just gives way. So I'm gonna make him a sturdy chair out of a big bass drum. You know, so hey, that's a great art project. And take a snare drum off of the one part of it, and then that's his little table off of it, right? Cool, right? Am I right? Yes, that would be cool. So that's a whole other project by itself. So let me go grab the paint, or paint stuff for it. I have my paints right here, but I gotta go grab the water, and I have my brushes here. I just gotta pull it all up. Be right back. Okay, you guys may ask, what do I have that I might be able to add into this? And I almost forgot that I have. We can make it like extreme, extra creepy cool if I wanted to. How about glow in the dark paint? How about glow in the dark paint? That's something that I've used in a few paintings that I've made a little extra creepy. And actually a few that I've made cool. If you put this in the light for a while, right? Light for a while. And then, I don't know, because the sticker's supposed to glow too. I don't know if that's going to do it for you guys. Nah, it's too bright in here. But anyway, trust me, if you go and you find this paint, also helps if you shake it up. So if you shake it up, it also helps to show the glowy aesthetic of the paint. It's just too bright in here right now to show the glowy aesthetic of this paint, but trust me, the painting I did for Allie, of Allie and the Alley Cats, this is what I used to make the marquee, and the little kitty cat paw prints glow in the dark. So, I have this snare drum stand, which I can always adjust. I don't want it to make a liar out of me. I can always adjust this to however I want it, for height, and so that it can balance it for me. So I can just set it right here in front of me. I know you guys can't really see unless I have you down here with me. Goodness, I want this to do something a certain way. And I think how I can do this so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Let me balance you on a drawer. So I actually have this on a cabinet. I really do. I have this on a cabinet. And I'm thinking of ways that I can actually have it so that you can see what I'm doing at the same time. Hold on, let me see that. Now you guys can actually see it from my view. And yes, this is actually my view of it. Hold on, I gotta check something. And Michael's crafting and sending me some rewards things. Yay! So anyway, this is my view of it right here. So this is what you guys haven't got to see. Even the old cabinet, right? I have like this antique cabinet that everything sits on. And that right there is the paints. That plastic bag is the paints. Hey, look, my coffee maker. That purple thing. Anyway, yes, that is my view of it. And so let me switch you back around to my weird mug, which is probably weirder looking than this. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do this so that you guys can see as I do this. So let me get this paint set up for you guys so that you can see which colors I will be using. I'll put it in this bag when like I'm going to go somewhere. You know, like my paints in the bag. I'll put my paint brushes in a, well, I keep my paintbrushes in this coffee cup, or a coffee not coffee cup, in a old, well, not really old, in a, as you can see, coffee can that I'm recycling. So I put my paintbrushes in there, and so it's like as soon as I'm done with those, like I'll recycle one, put my paintbrushes in, I'll recycle one, use it to, like, you know, wash it out really good. Nothing wrong with the scent of coffee though. Actually keeps bugs away. Cockroaches. We all don't like those. Water bugs. You don't like those either. Ooh, the other thing that I always keep on hand is a good supply of white paint. Yes, you can never have too much white paint. Okay, and in another video, like I said, I picked up a fresh packet of paint, of acrylic paints in assorted colors. You never have too much acrylic paint. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you do. Nope, nope, nope. And one thing is when you take your paint and let's say you have an empty thing from your paint, recycle one of them. Use that as your paint palette. That's what I've done. Not a sponsor, but one store I go to. Yeah. Wish they had that everywhere. It's where they have a good school supply. Funny you could really use that place. You really could have, sweetie. You really could have. But, now, I have my brushes in here. In this bag, so I can't get this bag open the way I want. I'm going to do it the other way I want. Because I want my brushes. Now, this is a 1.5 inch brush. I don't know if you guys can see that. Focus! Focus! 1.5 inch brush. It's too glary. Can you see that now? No? Okay, maybe. Okay, it's a 1.5 inch brush. I'm not going to Bob Ross the crap out of things. But if I needed to on a good sized canvas, I have that in a 3-inch brush. Yeah. Like I said, I have these brushes in the coffee can because there's nothing wrong with reusing, recycle a coffee can. And yes, that's my flavor. That's my flavor for the year until my other flavor, my seasonal flavor that I like, which is the pumpkin spice coffee comes out. And then I get that one. But now, the thing we're going to do is prep this. If I was Bob Ross, I would say a liquid clear or liquid white. But I'm not Bob Ross. So I like that guy. Still watch his videos on YouTube actually. That's where I found him. And they also have his old reruns on PBS. Or if it's OPB, that's in Oregon. Now, if you need a good sized brush, find one of your big ones. This is one of my old ones. This is a synthetic brush, which you can use. And I have some that are real hair. Like I said in another video, real hair, synthetic. Real hair, synthetic. You can tell by the brushes. Yes, you can. So, I put the black paint, brown paint, that looks like a turd. Anyway, black paint right there. Now, since I have an extra piece of fabric, that is going to be my paint rag. La la la. And I have my cup of hot water. Since this is acrylic paint, you only need water, so I'm not going to show that face because I only use this as a paint cup. This is not the cup I drink from. Nope. I don't like this. It makes you sick. So I get that paintbrush wet, right? Dry it a little bit. Pick up that black paint, right? And then I'm going to pick this up and show it to you for a minute. This, of course, this. Pick that so I can show the people. It's stuck on for a minute. Come on, now add a little humor. So we're going to actually paint. Now we could take the 1.5-inch brush and do this to make it quicker, but I want to go with the grain like this with this brush. And why? Why do I want to do this? Why do I want to do this? Because we actually want to make it look grainy. We want to make it look old. We don't want to make it perfect because we don't. We want to make this look teaked. Kind of, I don't know, we don't want this perfect for a reason. So it's supposed to be creepy. Creepy is supposed to look creepy. And then we continue on that side, and you see, you guys thought I was going to go on the other side. We're going to continue on this side. I could probably do this upside down and show you guys. We're going to continue on this side. Ooh, yes, I can. You guys are like, well, why aren't you just like going outside the line? Well, I'm not going to do that yet. I am not going to do that yet. And you know why? Because I want this as an undertone for those flowers for a reason. For a good reason. Because in case there are some spaces, you want to have an undertone for those flowers. Yes, you do. Yes, yes, you do. And now we can come up on this other side like this. See, that's when you come up on the other side is good. Yes, you can fill the rest of this part in right here. I need to have that further up for you guys, but my chest is not that big and my chair is not that tall. So just bring it down. Just make sure that you're not. See, this is why I didn't do it all the way like that. And then just bring your paint down like that. Okay, and just bring it around. Bring it around. And you know the thing about the paint is, if you catch it on the fabric, the paint's actually going to make that extra fabric stick. Sticky. Yes, it will. Paint is aesthetically sticky. How many times have I said aesthetically? I don't know. And I don't care today. Yep. Don't care. See, look at it. It has more texture. Now see, I could have added a little brown in with this, which I can do for an extra texture to this. I can do that. Yes, I can. Why? Because I could. If I wanted to. And some of this did get under the chin part right here, as you see, by accident. But you know what? I'm not really worried about that because that just makes it look dirty. Like some of these old dolls are, they're dirty. They are a bit dirty. And I'm just going to leave like some of that spaced texture right here, as you can see, because that's going to be filled in anyway. And you can push as light or as heavy as you want with this brush. Oh my god, now I sound like Bob Ross. It's all in how you feel today. In your world. Yep. That's Bob Ross. Bob Ross. I really liked that old guy. He was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. In my world, he was pretty cool. Okay, see how we have that? See how we have that? And that, my friends, is cool. I'm going to clean that black off the brush. Like that. And you know that loosened up those bristles because it's a very hot water. Loosen up those bristles, and give me a moment to switch brushes. Yes, give me a moment to switch brushes. I gotta put this down. Give me a moment, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we're back, and I also put different paints in the palette. I put some white. I did use the flesh color in here, and another brown. And what I'm going to use those for is the textures in here. And then when, in the face, I should say. And when I go to do that, I'll turn it and show it to you. I'll actually take it out there, turn it and show it to you. Because when I go to do these, I have to do them a specific way. And I really want to get into that a certain way for you guys. So that you can really see how this should be. When you got to do detail into things, it's like you really have to know, like, how should that really be? How should that, like, figure, a human, a doll, you know, or humanoid type person really look? Because you know you like still want that creepiness to it, but you know you certainly want it to look a certain way, and you definitely want certain colors to come out of it. That's why I'm going to do this a specific way. And I'm using this brush right now, and I'm doing that for a reason, because I'm just getting particulars in here that I really want to showcase these details before I go on to other things in it. And then I can go back over it again, of course. Because the expression in this is very important, very, very important to have the expression in this really show, because that is something that you want, is the expression to be absolute what you want, because that's guaranteed to show people like, hey, this is what I did, this is what I expected from it, and that is absolutely how it came out. What do you think? And you could always get like good reviews, and then you have people like, oh, and you're not always gonna have people who like your work. Trust me, I know this for a fact. Because most of the time, those people are the jealous people. Those people are like, oh, I don't know, I like that. Why'd you do that? Because you can. Because you can. Because you absolutely can. Now, for this point, I can go back into using that big brush. And of course, wet your brush. As you're working with acrylic, you want to wet that brush. And I'm taking the white. Now, I want to take that white. Since I used some of the flesh tone, I actually do want to use the white. Now, the gray is actually going to show through the white, which is what I want, because actually letting the white break in color, which is what I want. I really, really want that to happen. Yes, I do. I'm going to show you guys why, too. I'm going to show you guys why. Oh, creepy. A creepy. A creepy, creepy. Now, I really want that to happen. Now, as you can see, I'm taking the brush motions up. And then what that happens over even the little lines here, that breaks up over the gray, right? And now you know we're not done with all the paint, right? That breaks up over the gray, even when I'm doing it over the cheek, that breaks it up over the gray. Go back down into the water, dab that on your little ray, pick up some more white, bring it back up. Now, that brush is still wet. That brush is still wet, but what's it doing? It's breaking that paint up over the gray, giving you kind of that zombified look. And that's the exact look we're going for over this. Because when we go back over this, let me get that brush wet again before I pick up that other paint. What am I? Okay, now I'm going to pick up that flesh tone, right? We're going to take that right back over, very lightly, very lightly, but we're not going to exactly put it over those areas. Not exact, because we want some of that white to come through. Do you see that? Do you see that loveliness? It's not exact over it, so that those features can come through. But you see what I did around the nose? You see? Yes, exactly. You saw what I did around the nose. And then you can stipple part of that on to get different effects. Look, stipple part of that on to get a different effect. You see that? Okay. And I'm only going to pick up the blush tone to do that. The blush and the white tones will be the only ones that I use for a stipply effect. Do that on the cheek. See that? Do that on the cheek. Little stipplies. And you could actually pick up a little bit of that darker brown tone, okay? And stipple that right in. Just stipple that right in, okay? Because this is a baby doll that's been through like dirt. Your kid played with this doll in the dirt. Or whatever kid had this doll, played with this doll in the dirt. That's why this baby doll looks like, well, dirt. And then you can put a little more white into that and cheeky baby. Cheeky baby. And then you still have the gray in there, okay? And you know we're not done with this doll in the first place. And I didn't clean the brush, and you see that went off onto the other cheek, off up onto the other cheeky. And then I'm going to pick up a little of that brown, clean my brush, go with color, bring that up in there, a little of the white, bring that up in there, clean my brush again. Yes, this is a little bit of something. And I have more white on the palette, so I'm going to put a little more to the detail into this, and I'll be right back to you guys. Okay, this is what I want to show you. As I started on this eye, okay, started stippling, just stipple the paint around the eye. You see that? Just stipple that paint around the eye. Stipple it around the eye. Like that. You see that? Just stipple it around the eye, because some of that paint, or not the paint, the glue is still a little wet in there. Stipple it until actually the glue is completely dry on the inside. You could just take your paintbrush and like push those buttons in, because those are our points to weight that in, and just stipple it around the eye socket. And then when that actually does dry by tomorrow, then you can like finish that off with the black paint. But until then, just stipple that in. So that's going to start giving that creepy eye look. So you guys probably thought I wasn't going to get to that yet. But of course I am. But of course I am. But I also know I can push that button back in when the eye tries to pop back out. Yeah, that sounds gross, right? Sounds gross, but it's true. And see, here's the whole thing. You don't even have to like really paint over that button, and you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Those little holes in the button actually give the eye that little gleamy look. Creepy, right? But it's true. Creepy doll. And the reason that we're doing this is the creepy time of year. Well, it's actually not a creepy time. It's actually a harvest. A lot of people don't know that. Halloween is a harvest. It's a harvest festival. People take that wrong. A harvest festival. It's plenty to give back to the earth. Get back to the earth. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. But oh well. People think what they want. Right. Anyway. Let me wash that brush and then go to a smaller brush. Yes. Creepy baby is really getting there. really getting there now, right? We're going to go back to the other brush, because I can also use this as a liner brush. And I'm going to pick up, yes, I did not wet this yet. I can pick up black, make a little crackly, Now, do you see what I did there? Do you see what I did there? Made little crackly lines. Even though I'm not done. And I'm also going to do this up in the nostrils to kind of like highlight the nostril. Yes, you need to highlight that nostril. Shade the nose. You need to shade and highlight that nose a little bit. Kind of like doing your makeup. You need to highlight and shade that nose. Just a little bit, because your baby doll was playing in the doit. You know? Your baby doll was out in the doit. You don't know why. But it was. because I have like a wrinkle right here in its face. And I'm going to highlight that wrinkle. Like right here is this wrinkle. And I just realized you guys couldn't see it, and that's why I turned it. There's this wrinkle right here in its face. We might have to do more than one part of this video. Seriously? I don't know. We might. Just finish it. I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys. And then, of course, you know, we have like the little wrinkle right here in its cheek, like right here. There's a little wrinkle. We can highlight these, right? And there's like a little wrinkle right here. Highlight the little baby doll wrinkles in its face. And there's like a wrinkle. Where did it go? Right here. There's one right here. And I don't know why it's odd like that. Once you turn it a certain way, you can't see it. That's why you have to highlight it. It's exactly why you have to highlight it. There, you see? You have to highlight its features. I do have some pink paints that I can use, and I will use. Get a little more of that flesh tone in there. I'm going to use the bigger brush and add some more fleshy tone. Back to the big brush. I have plenty of flesh tone in the bottle that I have. That's no big. I have to get some more in there. Doesn't that look cool so far? Yeah, I think it does. It actually looks kind of like creepish cool. Creepish, but it's cool. My friend Rocco is going to wake up and be like, what the fuck is in your head? Aliens? That's what he says. He says I have alien brain. No, I don't have alien brain. I'm just very creative. So, we're going to take that again. I'm just a very creative person. I really am. See that? And then you take it along there. A little more fleshy around the eyes. And I'm going to stipple part of this in because I want that textured look to it. Like maybe stipple because I want this layered look in part of it to really kind of highlight, bring out some looks. Almost said aesthetic. I guess that's my word of the day. I have no idea why. I mean, I'm going to actually like stipple some in, brush some out. You want to get these effects in the doll's face because the doll is old. Old, that's the word used in Explore With Us. You should check them out. I really like Explore With Us. When are you having another video, dudes? I missed this. Go find another abandoned place to explore because I like you guys. You're cool. You're probably gonna think my video is weird today, but yeah. I'm going to add. I gotta put like really a pinkish tone into this. So I blended the brown. I blended that brown tone with the white. I did, and the flesh tone. And it came out as this kind of cool pink. I don't know why, but it did. And I think maybe I should do that to the lip. because we need to do the lips on this baby. We need to do the lips on this. Should I use a small brush? Actually, no, I'm not going to use a small brush. I'm going to use the big brush, and then I'm going to use a small brush for detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the brown. As you can see, I put like the brush that I already used on the cheek over onto the lip because I was going to go ahead and pick up the brown anyway. Layer that on. Pick up some white. Layer that on. You guys are going to be like, wow. See that? Pick up that flesh tone. I did some purple come up in that. I have no idea. That's kind of weird, but kind of creepy cool. Where did that come from? Well, maybe the baby's supposed to have some weird dead purple lip. Look at that. With like the sculpted part underneath, that kind of came out kind of creepy. It's cool. Creepus cool. Creepus. Like I said, you know, we'll do like some tones underneath for the chin because we need to do that. We absolutely need to do a tone underneath the chin to give it a shaped look for shadow. Is something that we absolutely need to do, and I'll do that and be right back. Okay, I got that done, and I'm going to add a little more black in, and I'll show you guys that and browns because I gotta do the lips and some more white because I gotta add some more white in. I think I did a little too much on the forehead. Other than that, I think it's turning out pretty cool. Oh, there's some more of the white. Let's add some more of the white in there to take out too much of that paleness. Good thing I have a big bottle of white, right? And a big tube of the black paint. It doesn't matter if it's black or white. As long as it makes everything all right. I think this is turning out pretty cool. I've been wanting to do this project for a while. I just didn't know if I'd be able to bring it to you guys here on YouTube. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something different for a little while. Just something a little bit different for a while. Bring it to you guys. See how you like it. I won't be doing creepy art all the time. But hey, if it's something you guys like, let me know. Just let me know. There are some people who like creepy artwork. There are some people who are like, what in the hell? You know what I mean. Okay, now I'm going to add the detail into the lips, a little more into the nose. So a touch of that brown around the lips because we want to create that effect of the shape of those baby doll lips all pursed and everything. They don't have to be perfect because you gotta remember this is an old doll. And those old antique dolls have weird lips. Weird lips. I really do. I don't know. Whenever I went into antique stores, I think I kind of avoided the dolls. So why I'm doing this, I have no idea. Never really liked dolls. Soul Keepers of the Dead. Stayed away from them. Yes, I did. I stayed away from the Soul Keepers of the Dead. Because I didn't want Mary Jane and Susan to come home with me. Haunt wherever I was living. Yeah, that's right. I did not want them to haunt me wherever I was living. I've done enough haunted military base housing, that's for sure. That is for sure. I've done enough haunted military housing. Oh my gosh, the stories I could tell about military housing. How haunted most of that was. Maybe I'll tell that sometime. Not today. Today we're doing this. Lips. Anybody? God, looks sad. Doesn't look so discombobulated. Discombobulated. It's like Bob discombobulated itself. You know what I mean? Bob discombobulated himself. Bob, what did he discombobulate? What do you mean? It's like, for some reason, there seems to be some purple hue in there. He's trying to humor us. I have no idea. I don't know where this purple came from. This doll is haunted. You didn't want a haunted doll head? Should be no purple. Be no purple. There should be no purple. Huh. Purple would look cool around the eyes. And that extra dead. That extra dead around the eyes. Maybe I'll just do that. For some reason, purple appeared under a flesh tone. My paint palette's haunted. Here it is. This is haunted for this one session. Because that purple wasn't there before. Kind of made the eyes cool. If you guys saw this in person, you would actually like it better instead of just on video. So let me finish that up. And then we'll start on the flowers around this. And what I'm thinking about is we'll do black around. I'm not sure if I just want to just cover this with the flowers. I want to do a black edge. I want to put the flowers around here, but I want to do a black edging on this. But I want to see how the flowers are going to look. Let me put a little white on there. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, everybody. As you can see, I'm starting the edges after I did a little extra in the face. What do you think about that? I think that's actually kind of cool myself. I don't know what you think. But it's not going to take long just to do the edges. Just take a big brush and just sweep it along in long strokes with the brush. This part never takes long. If you find where you may have accidentally taken some of the brush from the paint from the baby doll head. This is my first time actually doing this. This is sculpting with the foam. I'm kind of pleased with this. Yeah, I'm kind of pleased with this. I almost said aesthetic. Here we go with my word of the day again. for some strange reason. I seem to have another color that picked up in this brush that made it almost kind of teaky. Teaked. What do you think? Almost kind of teaked. But you know what though? Maybe that'll turn out cool. Maybe that will just turn out kind of cool. So just take your paintbrush, just go along like this. Yeah. And just as you go, if you see that the wood grain is kind of going in the opposite direction, just take your brush down like that and then just pick it back up. Pick it back up. If you need to take your paintbrush back down into the water, hey, that's fine. Rinse your brush. Back into the paint. Now you don't hear the Bob Ross splashing against stuff because it's not oil. This is only acrylics. So as you can see on the baby doll face, that actually brings it out more. That actually brings it out more. Look at that. Like I said, this is my first time actually doing this on. I mean, I painted on wood before and got some really good results. Excellent results, to tell you the damn truth. Because it's the truth. I've done a lot of different work, different compositional things, and have gotten excellent results. So my art mediums, yahey, yahey, yahey. Didn't know that glob was that extra thing. Makes me happy. Makes me happy. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to be in an extra good mood today because that made me happy. Don't know what I'm really going to do with this. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of dolls. I don't know if I'm going to give it away, although I do know one person on YouTube. She absolutely loves dolls. I'm not a fan of dolls. And I am a Swamp Fam member. Yes, I am. So I gave an alligator its wings. By becoming a Swamp Fam member, she'd probably like this. Even though it's creepy. And I'm not going to keep this plastic tab on there. I'm going to replace it, but with the piece on the back, the bracket piece. But that's only on there temporarily until I put the bracket piece on there. If I get paint on it, I don't really care. So, gone all the way around this. Go around it again, see if there's any spots I missed. If there are, I can just quickly go around them. Ta-da. Right? And if you miss a few spots that aren't major, don't really worry about it, because the flowers will probably cover most of it up. And that's actually up next, because this paint actually dries pretty quick. Kind of like water paints. Water paints dry pretty darn fast, and so do acrylics. Except when they're on fabric. It takes a little while when they're on fabric, and that is actually true. So this, my friends, is still a little wetty wet. That'll be wet for a little while, but I will be back to show you how we're going to figure out how to lay out the flowers around this. And if we can't lay out the flowers today, see some of the paint's still wet around here, So we may not actually get to lay out the flowers today, and if we don't get to lay out the flowers today, we'll do a second half of this tomorrow, which will be fine. But let me know in the comments below what you think about today's video for at least this part of actually getting this part done. I think I got quite a bit of it done from start to art, you know, of creepy baby doll art. Actually, I'm quite proud of myself for this. So, give me a moment here to get that out, and I'll be right back with. Did I put those? Oh, did I bring them over here? Yeah. Let me find those flowers, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I'm back, and you can see my little friend sitting right here next to me. Yay! Right, it's just staring at you saying, hey, you like me? Okay, so these are the flowers I picked out yesterday at Michael's. I could have gotten the roses, but I would have had to buy them in a wreath or separate, and they were expensive. And I'm budgeting on this. So I want to get some dark flowers around the baby. I want to have a fleshy tone for the baby. I'm waiting for it to talk. Are you waiting for it to talk? I'm waiting for it to talk. What you gotta say? You gonna tell people something? No, I'm not psychotic. I'm waiting for it to tell you something. If it tells you something, let me know. What that means. Oh, those pluck apart. Yay. Okay, I just feel like that looked at me. That's creepy. That's the point. Creepy doll. Oh, yay. I don't know if those pull apart. But anyway, I know these pull apart, which is great. That's just these. My friend is stirring, so I might pause this for a minute. It's going to be creeped out by a creepy doll head. So, let me take it off of here. Yeah. I don't know where that accent came from. Wait, that's Australian. I watch Anna Victoria. I picked that up from her. She's cool. Watch her channel. She does sewing. She does a lot of thrifting and stuff, and she'll like take it home and do make thrift buy. That's the thing she does. Thrifted transformation is actually April. That's cooler, but what the hell is wrong with this? It does not want to come up. It's crazy. Ouch, pinch my fingers. Where we want to place these is the question of the day. Now we can put some of the purple ones around the side. I wish you guys could see that better. Actually, that's kind of cool. You remember those spots where I couldn't fill that in with the fabric? Little baby. Okay, well that's actually kind of cool. Let's see if I can get the light there. That's actually kind of cool. And yeah, actually that is. Maybe I can get that light to go more forward towards the face. Maybe if I switch it around. I'll have to play with the flowers a little bit and see which ones will do that. And, oh, the little thingy broke. Man, now how are we gonna hold you? Man, that was holding that up really good. It really was. But we'll play with the flowers, see how that goes. Because I have to be able to get these off of here. I'll reach for my scissors because I want to be able to have some of these flowers just like right like that with the face, or right like that with the face, covering like certain areas really good. And you guys get the point with that. But since the paint isn't dry, we're going to let that dry, and we will do the second part tomorrow, and I will see you then for part 2 of creepy baby doll art, and to put the flowers and the skulls on then. So I will see you tomorrow for that, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you then. Bye. Oh, and by the way, stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. See you tomorrow.